Test 1, 2. Welcome to the Christmas podcast.
The Christmas bonanza.
That was pretty good.
That was
good.
ho ho ho.
Oh. You play Santa at
We're
the
back,
family
people.
function?
We're back.
Why am I that fat?
I mean, I am.
My God, I would try with Govey if I could get my hands
Nah,
on it.
Diego, you could definitely like push like the gut out or like put a pillow or something though, right?
Rob,
Oh, damn.
come on, bro.
No,
Come on, dude.
What? You should have
mean-
taken that as a compliment.
No.
I'm basically saying you're not fat enough to play Santa.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like I look damn good.
No, you do.
Yeah.
You definitely have like
Yeah.
the overall stature, you know?
I'm a tall guy, big
Right,
head.
right. All you need is a white beard. Shave it
yeah.
off, yeah. It'll be right there.
Oh man. You guys get all your Christmas shopping done?
I
No.
got
No.
2 cousins I got to get for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody else is done.
It's
See,
so. It's
the
so
question
hard.
is why buy now when I can go to Target for later?
Oh, my God.
Really?
Yep.
Dude.
Are you guys regifters?
No.
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 No regifting at all?
No.
No.
I've been clearing out my basement,
Oh yeah.
bro.
Hey, I'll accept some
Bro,
re-gifts if you got anything good.
I literally have one of those $9.99 totes from Home Depot filled,
Wow.
brand new stuff.
Now you know what you're getting for Christmas, Sid.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Suddenly,
Bring that
Diego's
crap
gift
over
feels a
here.
little less special.
No, I got
crap.
slid a. You ever heard of the Slinky Dinky?
Yeah. Okay.
The hell is going
Already
on?
off the rails. Here
Well, we
go.
haven't been here in a
I know,
while.
It's been a while.
Yeah, everyone's charged up.
It's gonna be hard to tame me a little bit. I'm gonna.
There you go.
I'm gonna-
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Man Cave. It's a special Christmas edition of the Sid's View podcast. Glad to be back after. It's been about a month since we've got together, but our man Diego is once again in the Man Cave. What's up, buddy?
Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell
Yeah, it's like we never left, man. I'm excited to be back with you guys. I missed you guys. Let's get it on tonight.
All right, our girl Rem is over here on the controls as usual, laughing up a storm.
Am I going to be the one doing this?
Well, it's Christmas. I mean, no one else, everyone else is busy.
Yo, yo, yo! It's a beautiful Tuesday. I'm back in the studio with my boys. Let's do this.
All right, our man Rob is down there in the bullpen. We got a nice new camera to get that fro looking extra special.
What up, everybody? Your boy Rob is back in the house. Fro, maybe not so much. A little on the shorter side right now. I'd take the sides off, you know what I'm saying? But listen, give it a few weeks. For our January shows, we will be back in action.
Oh, man, that's...
My bad.
I miss those intros.
Oh yeah, man.
So anyways, listen, we are excited to be back after it. And we were wondering if we would get right back in the groove. And I think we went all right there, right?
Well, it's like we're a bunch of old friends. You know, it's like you don't
right,
see
right.
each other for a while.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, damn, it feels good to be back.
Did a little holiday
Yep.
cheer. Yeah. So, I don't know. I've been keeping busy. Been working on the Stefanik doc. Got a couple more interviews in the books. Interviewed 2 of his last car owners, Chris Auer
Yeah, man.
and Ed Marceau. That was fun. Interviewed Julie again. Interviewed Matt Hirschman the other day. He stopped by here.
That
in the
was cool.
studio.
You got him to travel all the way here to do that?
So his wife's family lives in Rhode Island. So
Okay.
he was coming through. And so he stopped. So yeah, that was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah. So he was good. And
So how was he in person though to sit here and talk?
yeah, so I mean Matt was not he did not have a lot, because their paths kind of crossed only briefly, but he had a couple stories that were just
Well,
tremendous.
his vibe at the track is always just like you don't even go talk to him. You don't talk
Yeah,
to
he's
anybody.
100% business.
Yeah, he's 100% business,
Yep.
and I'm just curious. Like when he was in here, was there
Well,
good chitter
so
chatter or?
It's funny you bring that up. So, like I said, he was good on the camera. He told a couple good stories that were definitely usable, and you'll see him in the
Yeah.
finished product. But, and this happens a lot, you turn the camera off and you just start,
Right.
talking. And he was a little bit more relaxed. And he told this thing about, I was saying to him, I forget who it was, but there was something about how, Stefanik that was his job, and he wasn't a social butterfly. This is Stefanik I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like me and you.
Yeah.
He went to the track. He was working.
Yeah, right.
That was his livelihood,
Yeah.
and he came there to win because he wanted to win the money, right? And that was what he did. He was a professional race car driver. He wasn't there to chit chat. And Matt was saying how that's how he is. He's like, it's not that I don't like to talk to people. He's like, but I'm busy. Like when I'm there, I'm competitive. That's what I do. And I'm thinking to myself, and this has happened a million times with a ton of people. Damn, I wish you said that while we were on camera.
Yeah, right.
And it's like you can't set it all back up. He's just like,
Yeah.
But there was definitely, he's telling me that, and I'm like, oh yeah, like I know, like I see you at the track, your own business, and you're right. He almost comes off unapproachable, and Stefanik kind of had that as well. Like if you didn't know him, you didn't.
Well, that's why I went, because I'm sure people, everybody knows who he is that follows the show or watches open wheel racing.
Yeah.
They're like, damn, is he really that guy? I mean, what is he like at home with his wife and kids?
Yeah.
Does he just sit there and watch the news and go to bed?
I mean, I've always had.
Right.
I've talked to him a couple times. We've chatted a little bit, and I could tell that, if you know Matt Hirschman, I feel like way about a lot of the guys. You know, same. I've said that about Ron Silk a few times, right?
Yeah.
Ron Silk seems like a real quiet and sometimes grumpy guy, and I've had great conversations with him.
Right.
I think they all are. If you get to know them and they feel a little bit more comfortable with you, you'd like to think everybody has a little bit of a personality.
Yeah,
right?
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I thought it was great that he, obviously he lives in Pennsylvania, so it was hard to coordinate the logistics. I saw him all season long because we were doing stuff for the Monaco Modified series, but that's not the place to do the interview. It's just not a good environment. And so he had mentioned that. He's like, hey, I go by your way. And I'm like, listen, I'm right off the highway. And, he sent me a message a couple days before, said he was coming through. And I said, all right, I'll be ready. So it's cool. When people come here, it goes quicker because I can set everything up.
Yeah, right.
And then they just sit down, you adjust their lights, check the levels, and giddy up and you go.
Yep.
As opposed to when you go to somebody like Rob knows. We went to see Justin.
Right.
You got to find a spot to shoot,
it's
set
a
everything
scramble
up.
a little
And
bit.
there's a little more to it. So he was here for about an hour, but it was good. He gave me some good stuff. So I was glad that he was able to make it by. Yeah. Yeah. So what's been going on with you, my friend?
Well, it's Christmas time, so the T-shirt shop is rocking. Obviously I got a little one at home, 6-year-old JJ, so it's been a lot of fun. Little Peppermint, our little elf on the shelf, has been very busy doing a lot of things, and so it's been exciting to watch her. I relive my kids' memories a little bit, even though I didn't have Elf on the Shelf. It's opening up different little things in the advent calendars, and
that's prime Christmas age.
it's
6
great.
o'clock.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah,
say.
it's
Like
beautiful.
6 years old.
yeah, man,
really
we are
amazing.
watching Elf, like I said earlier, regularly. The Descendants. We get on, turn the TV on. She hits the button for Disney Plus right away.
Yep.
I know Descendants is coming on right now. right. So, but it's been very enjoyable. I've enjoyed my time off here lately.
Does she mix in any of the classics now?
No.
Yeah, like the claymation
No
stuff.
Frosty.
No,
No
we did
Rudolph?
watch Rudolph the other day.
Yep.
That's my wife, though.
Yeah.
My wife is like you. She's into that stuff.
Yeah, that's the classic.
So I just I'm going to be honest. I start zoning out on Facebook marketplacing and stuff in between.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to stay off my phone. These damn things are so addictive.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put it down and be more involved in what's happening in life. But there's been a lot happening. Obviously, if you don't know, Brody's great big news. He's over there with Bryson Lopez Racing.
Yep.
This is a really big deal. For me, I'm just a proud uncle. Caden Honeycutt, they just wrapped up the championship.
Yeah.
Caden's crew chief, JC, is now going to be Brody's crew chief.
Oh, wow, with that team.
Yeah.
Wow, see, that's a name even I know, Sid. That's like one of those Truck Series names.
You know what I
where
mean?
It's like,
so
that's a big name, yeah.
Even
If you
though
say so.
Brody
Yep.
hasn't won anything yet, he's damn competitive, and I think a lot of people are looking at him. And just to be, I always say this, I'm just his uncle. Me and Brody text a lot. We have a really fun time.
Yeah.
And I kind of get to live off my brother and sister-in-law's money. I get to go have a good time.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm a big fan. So it's been a lot of fun. We've been prepping Emma's race car. I ran the last race of the year.
Yep.
So we're gearing up to try to do something big for Emma and make a comeback. I'm a little sad that, she's not in the limelight like she once was because we've struggled. And so, you know, I'm taking it personal and trying to put her back on the map because.
What's the plan so far this year? Are you doing both tracks again?
No. So I've tried to sell one of my late models. It's a little disheartening when I look at that division a little bit right now, but
Yeah.
you know, what are you going to do? And so, you know, I said, Emma, we're just going to test and we're going to practice as much as we can. And I think we're going to get better. You know, that's my goal is I kind of lived through my kid a little bit. What parent doesn't?
Yeah.
I'm too old to do it. I hung up the helmet. So we're just gearing up for a season. It's Christmas time.
You're not too old to do it, but I like that you're focusing on Emma. That's
I mean, I feel like I'm old.
Yeah.
Listen,
I mean, you are old, but you're not. It's not that you couldn't win a race or two if you wanted to. That's
I think
all.
you know, my wife really wants me to win because and this is in all honesty, you know, my Rachel is great. She never says no to me. I got to tell you something else. I got a new German Shepherd pup coming.
Oh, do you?
Wow.
So I am wicked gassed up about that. I hope my dog Chassis is going to be cool. But, you know, Rachel, she's been wanting me to win a race because JJ's never been in victory lane with me. She goes, yeah, I don't care if it's one.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so it's kind of been a small goal of mine. And you know, I ran that last race. And I knew I could be fast. I think I can do it still.
Oh, Diego, you got third
I'm
in that race,
gassed up
dude.
with you guys,
I would be going ballistic in the stands like never before.
I want you guys to put me on your pick'ems list one week.
Well, you got to run them, man. Like, I can't pick you until I know you're running the race.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so, anyways,
100%.
life has been
He's going to
great,
hold
man.
that info close to the vest.
Yeah, for sure.
Like he does with Brody. Yeah.
Yep. So, anyways, life's good for me right now. So.
All right, well, Rem over here chomping at the bit, ready to roll as always. You got me
Chomping at the bit.
That is the phrase of the day.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, don't,
I mean, this is a monthly update practically.
Yeah.
pretty
Right?
much,
Yeah.
yeah. So we've had some happenings going on in the last month since we last saw you, so let's get after that here, Rems. Brought to you by our friends over at Fowler's Auto Wrecking.
Woo!
Wait, Diego, I just got one question for you. The dog is named Chassis.
Hell yeah.
His dog
All right.
now is.
See, when you said I'm hyped for the dog Chassis, I was like, you got to build the dog? Like, what's going on?
Oh, no.
I was like, what's going on
Now,
here?
listen, I'm a typical racer.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody names their dog after a car part. But
Right,
I told,
right.
After, I said, JJ, you can name this dog. I wish it was like Frank. I want to name it a human name, but we'll see.
Oh, Chassis work. Yo,
Mine are
Chassis,
named
come here,
after
Chassis.
baseball. Yeah.
Huh?
Mine are named after baseball.
Right, everybody.
Jeter, yeah. Mattingly. Maddie's real name's Mattingly.
Right.
Yep.
Mattingly, that's great. And Jeter, right.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think Emma's dogs, one of their dogs' name is like Lugnut or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, sorry to interrupt you, Remy. I mean, my dad was asking the question in chat. I was like, maybe I was just tripping when I heard that. I just
Yeah.
kind of glazed over it, but then I was like, wait, that was kind of. I like
All
it.
right.
I just love the thought of Diego just walking around the house and being like, Frank!
Yeah, right.
Frank!
Frank, get your butt over here. Oh, Frank just pooped
It's like an
on
old
the
Italian uncle.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Anyway, I got off task. Sorry. All right. I slipped 300 at Riverhead Raceway,
Yeah.
which was on Saturday, November 16th, in case some people forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Tour type modified winner, Chase Greenan.
Grennan.
Who the hell? I mean, like, listen, when that name popped up, who is it? Who is that?
I said kind of the same thing. yeah.
Right? I mean, like,
Yeah, I've never seen that name.
yeah, but he's official, right?
And then he finished second in the crate mods. Not to jump the script there, Rems, but yeah, he had a good weekend.
Man, I mean,
Yeah.
and there's some good names there. Baldwin, I mean, Elwood. These
17
guys.
years old, Fran's saying.
Yeah, and can wheel. I'll take
Yeah.
his word for it.
Yeah, I mean, there was some good
Yeah,
drivers. in that.
Hirschman and yeah, Craig Lutz, Luke Baldwin, Nacella, Beers, Blewett. Yeah, there's names in that race. Timmy Solomito. Yeah.
It's unbelievable, man.
Then the crate modified winner was Owen Greenan.
I mean, we
Grennan?
just said the name.
I'm sorry.
just said it.
I'm so sorry.
They're like brothers or something.
Dude, how about those guys? I mean, sweeping the open wheels
Yeah.
for real. Right? Like, you can only dream of that.
Yeah, that's impressive. And what was the name of the event, Rems?
I slipped 300.
So Islip was a Riverhead's the only Long Island track that is still around. Actually, I have a little bit about this later on, so we'll leave it alone. Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead, Rems. Keep going.
Legend car winner was Kyle Elwood.
Elwood. Come on, don't you know the Blues Brothers,
Yeah.
Jake and Elwood?
And that dude's been a mainstay over there.
Yeah.
I mean, the Elwoods, I don't know if there's more than Kyle, but I know his name in particular has been there for a long time.
Holding off the New England heavy hitters with Jacob Burns and P.J. Evans rounding out the podium.
Yeah, those guys are nasty.
You can even say it's
26 legend
rowdy.
cars they got there.
Wow. Good field.
All right. Let's go to Turkey Derby at Wall Stadium. This was November 29th and the 30th. So tour type modified winner was Timmy Solomino.
So have you heard of him now?
No, I don't know him.
Are you
Remy, we've had
Remy.
this conversation like 5
Remy,
times.
is this a joke?
No, it was
Now
a
it is
reel
a joke.
we had.
It's a joke.
Yep.
I had
Oh,
it as a
thank God.
reel where she said that. And actually, we saw Timmy at the Haunted 100.
Yep.
He commented like...
Did he?
Yeah, he commented something like, yeah, never heard of him either. Or something like that. So then when he posted that he won, I commented and said, yeah, maybe Remy will know who you
Right.
are now.
Wow. Hey, that's a big win for him, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Turkey Derby, dude, that's a good event to get to.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
that track wall is so insane. Like, the TV does not do it justice.
There's
You
a
gotta
lot
go.
of inertia at that track.
Yes.
There's a lot of adrenaline pumping. It's
Yeah.
big banked.
Yeah.
I remember, like, my brother ran there, and he about
Did he
couldn't-
really? In a mod?
Yeah, and he rented a motor off Jimmy Zacharias one year and didn't end up well. But, Keith always said, man, that place will take the wind right out of you.
Yeah.
Racing. So, the Timmy Solomito to win and Max Zackham and to finish second, I think that was in his own car.
Oh, nice.
It's a big deal. There was a wreck there with Blewett or somebody, and
You sure about that with Zackham? He wasn't in DePisa's car?
was he in DePisa's car? Maybe he was.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
Maybe
thought he
someone in
thought
chat
he
knows.
was there in his own car, but maybe I'm wrong. But
I mean, there's again big names, right? Zackham,
man.
Kraus, both Baldwin brothers, Hirschman, Ramu, Austin
Yeah.
Jan
Beers.
Kowiak was there,
Jan
reckon?
Kowiak,
Yep.
Blake Barney,
well,
Steven
Jan
Coxon.
Kelly, they wrecked.
Yeah, him
Leading.
and Blewett wrecked off the front row on a restart.
Yeah,
Yep.
man. But man,
Yeah,
that's
24
awesome.
mods. That's a good show.
Yep. Yeah. So Fran says, he was in his family car.
Okay, my bad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's a good run for those
Yeah.
guys. After having a great year with DePisa,
Yeah,
they bring out their family car.
yeah, that's cool.
All of a sudden, things are on the uprise for Max Zackham again.
Yeah, it's got to feel good.
You know what I mean? Like, he's going into the off season just amped up.
Right.
He is amped up.
Because he's feeling like I can get in any car now and do
Well,
good. See, that's
he-
got to be
Well, he wasn't.
Pretty-
he
pretty
was
good.
like just kind of monotone the last couple of years. Not
right.
really much
Oh, for
happening.
sure. I didn't hear about him a lot.
Monotone.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I don't want to say anything disrespectful, but he was just kind of chilling.
Right.
And he, maybe he's a little wiser, a little more mature, and things are working out for him now.
Yeah, I feel like he was getting hard charger award
Yeah.
like every other week in Monaco.
Yeah, that's true.
He was
right.
having good runs there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Mm-hmm. Fun to watch him too. Mm-hmm. All right, sorry, Ram. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. Wall modified winner was Matt Hirschman.
All right, so Rebs, let's have a little fun. Can you tell me who finished in 10th place in this one?
10th. 10th?
Yeah.
Why you have to do this? to
Just
me?
try it out.
I'm
Let's have a little
nervous.
holiday fun.
Here, I'll follow
Oh.
along.
Karsten, I don't know if the G is a hard G or a soft G. D. Giantamaso?
D. Ganamason.
Yeah.
Ganamason.
All right, you got
Pretty
it. You got
close.
it. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. What are the wall modifieds, by the way? Are they crate?
So I think they are. No, they're like a beefed up SK, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Because they have a sportsman mod,
I think that's
which
that's
is almost like it's like SK Light.
I
kinda
think so.
thing?
I think it's a crate mod. That's
Yeah.
a crate mod, but I think the wall mods are almost like an SK, but a little bit beefier of a motor, I believe.
Got it.
All right. Sportsman modified winner Blake Barney.
So 24 tour mods, 19 wall mods, 24 sportsman mods.
It's a great field.
That's pretty good.
They were getting pretty good car counts, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we went when we went to Wall, it was like the COVID year, so they had like split the Turkey Derby up into like 2 races, I guess.
Yep.
And even that had good car counts. I don't know if that's really been an issue there.
My man Fran's bringing the intel on the Wall Stadium stuff. So he's saying
Yeah.
Sportsman is like a SK Light on narrow tires.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that's approaching like
So
Florida
pretty
mod
much like
stuff.
a new Smyrna 602.
Yeah, exactly.
They're on a
Exactly.
narrow tire too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Legend car winner, Tanner Jones.
So 19 of them. Do you see the names in this here? So the
yeah.
Martinez brothers, Brandon finished second,
Yep.
Zach fourth, Riley Paul finished sixth. Our boy Derek Luchakis finished
Yeah,
seventh.
man.
So there's some familiar names in there. That was
Yeah, there
cool to
was.
see.
And now, now let's go to the Snowball Derby at Five Flags Speedway.
Bring it.
So
I so badly want to go to this one year.
Yeah, this is a bucket list one. for me
Man,
too,
I
yep.
mean, if there is one race that I really want to go check out before you get into this, Rem, like I was kind of glued. I mean, I'm even watching qualifying.
Really?
Yeah, and
Oh,
you're
so
gonna
you
be
were robbing it
Oh,
out?
you're gonna be real excited. No, you're gonna be real excited about this.
Yeah.
We were watching practice.
Woo!
Can you play that button real quick for me?
That's a good time right
Yeah.
there.
I love this one.
Hold on a second.
Oh,
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
yes.
Practice?
Yes.
We're talking about practice.
I'll give you the
man.
long version.
We're talking about practice.
Yes,
We're
we
talking
are.
about practice.
Yes.
We ain't talking about the game.
No, Alan, we're talking about practice.
man.
No, it was fun, because we were watching practice, and Brody would text me, Uncle James, you watching practice? I was sick with a sore throat, and so wasn't he. So we were stuck watching practice. Okay, so go ahead.
okay.
I didn't put it on the rundown here, but they send cars home?
Oh, hell yeah.
They had to have, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They should have sent the whole truck field home.
What happened to Bubba Pollard? He finished last.
Yeah, he in the snowflake?
Yeah.
Oh, he was just awful.
Really?
He qualified awful, just got in, and when the race started, he was one of the
Really?
first cars a lap down. Yeah.
Lowest snowball car count in modern history. 44 cars.
44 cars.
So if that's as bad as it gets, they're in
Yeah.
good shape over there.
Yeah. I mean, it's still, I don't know. Listen, even as a fan watching from home, it always seems like every year they battle rain. They had a cold snap come down. It was cold a couple
Right.
days. There was rain delays. It never fails down there to have that.
Yeah.
It always happens. But there's just something about it. I talked to my buddy Derek came up, so he was helping Dave. They ran the Super there.
Yep.
And so he was crew chief in it, and he was flying home from Jersey on Saturday right down to the Snowball. And he says, Diego, it's like a party. There's a party after qualifying. There's a party for this. It's just an experience that you just have to do one time. So anyways, go ahead.
Okay. Pro late model winner for the Snowflake 100 is Steven Nassie.
Nasty.
Nassie?
Nasty,
you heard of 'em?
nasty.
Have you heard of him?
No.
Oh my!
So sorry. So sorry.
You haven't heard of Steven Nassie?
No. Listen, you heard me before trying to say his last name. You think I heard of him when you were listening to me?
Oh,
He runs New Smyrna, right? Like
Oh,
regularly?
yeah.
Because I
He's
feel like
got
I've known
some
about
of
him for a long
the
time.
nicest cars with the
Yeah.
colored
Yep.
chrome wheels.
Yeah.
Man, and
Yeah,
I'm
he's a
going to tell
mainstay.
you this. The dude is ridiculous
Right.
on the wheel. He come from just about dead last in the Snowflake
Yep.
to win that race. 30th, I think, 32nd maybe. I mean, and it was like things happened for him, but it was like clockwork.
Right.
Coming through the field, racing real nice. It was a lot of good racing, Sometimes you get, I've been down to some races down south, and watch these late model stock races. Some of these guys are brutal. You watch the pro lates and stuff, they ran pretty clean. They run each other with a lot of respect in class. It was fun to watch.
Right. Well, I mean, listen, this is a guy you got to watch out for. He's got two nicknames, right? He's got Nasty Nasty, and then sometimes they call him Classy Nasty, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know which mood you'd rather catch him in, but that's kind of imposing to me.
And then he
Yeah,
had an
good
all,
point.
he
Exactly.
got out with an all black fire suit.
Yep.
With all black embroidery. So it was like a black on black. I'm like, bro, do you see this guy's fire suit? He goes, I don't really like it. I think it's bad.
Right.
I love it, Yep.
Okay. So The super late model winner for the Snowball Derby is Caden Honeycutt.
Nasty
Wow.
finished second.
Nasty come from 30th there.
Ooh, damn.
And, not to listen, Ty Majeski dominated. So he had just won Freedom Factory. I don't know if you guys knew that. So he had dominated Freedom Factory, which was like a week prior.
Yep.
Yep.
Then that's Cletus's track, right?
Right.
Then he goes up to Pensacola, fast, practice, fast, puts it on the pole, leads almost the whole race. The problem was, it's so funny as you watch these guys, he's like, I just had no short run speed at the end. He's, because it was like a 20-lap dash at the end. And he says, and he's just such a classy guy. You could tell he's a professional.
Yep.
He's like, we've been fast all weekend, but I knew we had no short run speed, and I knew it could hurt us here.
Yeah, Majeski you're talking about,
Yeah,
right?
Majeski.
I mean, he's coming off the truck championship, so anything else that happens to him at this point, I feel like he thinks it's just kind of like icing
He's
on
a
the cake.
big name right now.
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
they're hot on Majeski right now, and he's a great short tracker.
Yep.
And so the one thing about this race, I don't know if you guys watched it, but I probably shouldn't bring it up, but Caden Honeycutt wins, right? And he gets out, and I'm looking at him. My man had thrown up all over his fire suit.
That
And I'm
happens.
not sure if that happened during the race. I haven't really ever seen it, and I felt bad for him. It's a huge win. The camera's in his face, and then Jet Motorsports gave him like a dye-sublimated quarter zip to throw on over so he could party. But
Yeah.
that just goes to show how exhausting
Yeah, right.
Right.
that the race is. There's like no end.
Right.
I mean, my wife's like, well, how do you think that happened? I'm like, he could have been driving. Like, he's leading the race. He's not stopping.
Right.
He's like, if he's puking in his helmet.
Right.
And
I bet he didn't even really feel it while I was going.
He probably is still digging,
right.
So,
Do you remember when Donnie Leah puked in the mod at the?
did he?
Yeah, at the Battle of the Beach. I know this because I've been doing the
Yeah.
Stefanik doc. But
Oh,
the
in
time
that race?
Yeah,
In
the time when
2013?
that was kind of a wreck fest.
Yeah.
And during one of the cautions, they went to Donnie Lee. He said in his car he's puking.
Really?
Yeah, right in his hands. Yeah, it was,
Wow.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Iconic
Yeah.
interesting.
event all around.
How about Gio Ruggiero finishing sixth?
Yeah. So, he wasn't really in the limelight all day, but, listen, they're running the top 10 here.
Yeah.
It's like a tire game. They have competition cautions. To me, I really enjoy watching the race because there's a lot of strategy that goes along. There was some guys in there that were running up front that are like no names. One guy had like a 20-year-old car. Those are Cinderella stories.
Yeah.
You go down there. There was teams, though, like, I'm watching this. There's teams from, like, where my grandmother lives, Spokane, Washington. Man, they're coming from all over to run this race. So, part of a bucket list thing to do.
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
Gio Ruggiero. Remy, you got that on your update?
What?
Gio?
What about him?
He's going to trucks next year.
I did
awesome.
Full
not.
time. In a good ride. Tricon.
I am-
top
I
of the line.
I am really
Yeah.
awesome. I'm a big
Yep.
Tricon fan. Mm-hmm. And Gio, I remember hanging out with him down at Longhorn, having steak with his dad. And his, short story, his dad would go down. He was a real quiet guy, like almost looked like concrete boots kind of guy. You know what I mean? You don't say the wrong thing to this guy, right? So he's hanging out with me and Sean. We're a little on the wild side. We're down there having beers and eating steak and laughing. Like the third week, we go to Wacky Wednesday. His pops is like, hey, you guys going down to Longhorn tonight? I didn't even care about the races. Well, and he's buying us drinks. So, I become a quiet fan of Gio. I see him at Speed Weeks. We always chat it up. So congratulations to
Yeah, that's
Gio.
cool.
Yeah, man.
All right. So, since we haven't been here in a while, one of the big announcements was RFK Racing announced on November 19th that the Bristol, Connecticut native Ryan Priest will join the team as the third Cup Series car, competing full-time with Kroger as a primary sponsor.
Yeah, man, you just got to hope that
This is the one.
this is the one.
right.
Listen.
It's hard to hold out hope.
Listen, I talk a lot, right? So I go on. But you can see in the shorts, in the videos, on the happiness. It just radiates off of them.
Yeah.
I feel like in these shorts
Yeah.
and these little things RFK's doing right now,
Yeah.
he feels, I know he feels like he's in the right place right now.
Yeah.
It looks that way.
right.
I hope so, man. I just feel like I'm just hoping he's finally in the right position. From all I hear, he's well respected in the garage.
Yeah.
And I think that goes a long way for him to get another opportunity here.
Yeah.
I don't know how many more there's going to be left. Right, he's in his early 30s now.
I think he's got a run, man. All he has to, I mean, if he puts a few good runs on this year, I think he can do it.
Yeah, I do too.
I really believe in him. I know I felt like a lot of times during this podcast because, I was just, I don't know about you guys as fans, but I just get upset because I want him to do so good.
Yeah.
And it pisses me off that he doesn't.
No, same here.
You know what I mean?
You know me, I'm NASCAR adjacent. Like, my whole interest is whether or not he's going to be competitive.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just get tired of watching because he has a bad day. He's never even on the screen.
Yeah.
No,
and that's really nothing.
Why am I watching this?
Nothing against Ryan. It just upsets you because
we want him to do good.
Yeah, it's like rooting for the Huskies, Like, let's go.
Yeah, and I mean, Sid isn't exaggerating, by the way. Like, he will literally text our group chat, like, how's Priest running? And if it's not top 10, like, he won't even turn it on.
Pretty much.
Right.
But, like, in my personal opinion, Priest he's got to win in the next 2 years. Like, truly, I think that if he runs 25th, 22nd in points the next 2 years, it's probably over.
I'm going to tell you this about Ryan Priest. The determination and the gut just the work that he has put in to put himself where he's at today is nothing but hard work on him.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, listen, if he has a great season, has a win, like it's one of the best never give up stories.
and if he-
in sports.
100%.
Yeah, but
Right.
if he doesn't, he really did a great job putting himself.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
to live out his dream. I mean, every racer that goes to the track when they first build their car is a dream.
He is amazingly good at seeming to put himself in the right positions.
He's done a
like
great
it hasn't
job.
paid off yet, but he still
Yeah.
seems to
But
get those opportunities.
You've got to be able to get along with people, talk to people, get the people behind you. He knows how to do all the correct things
Right.
to put himself in the right place. And so even if he never wins a race and his career ends after this year with NASCAR, he's one of the local boys that really did it in an era where it's really hard
Right.
with not a lot of money.
Right, and
And he did it.
that's exactly why when I guess I'm not confused about this, but like to us it's like, oh, he's our local guy. Like this is our like hometown hero, our underdog story. I go online and everyone's like, this is crazy. Like he's falling upward. He's a pay driver. They're literally calling Priest a pay. Like they're saying he's a pay driver, and I'm like, wow. Like I did not realize that like his Cup performance has done this to his like sentiment among fans. Like it was kind of crazy.
Well,
to
they
read
don't
that.
really know him.
No,
though.
they don't. But I'm just saying, like to the eyes of an
Yeah,
average Cup consumer, like it's to the point where like you kind of feel like the clock is ticking a little bit.
I could see that if somebody
Right.
from Arizona had a similar trajectory and he got a ride over Ryan, we'd be pissed.
Yeah,
Like, why is
right,
this guy
right. We'd be
doing
like,
that?
what is he doing? He's never done anything.
Well,
I can see that.
that's why, I get so excited about Brody because he is through and through a Waterford Speedbowl boy.
Yeah.
Right? He's one of our true hometown boys making it. He's not on a national level, but it's a big deal right now. So I get hyped up because every one of us, I know when I started, I wanted to be where Ryan was. I think every racer starts off with that dream. Maybe I'm wrong. I never made it.
Yeah.
Sean never made it. Won a lot of races, pissed a lot of people off. But
I don't know if all of them do. I'd be surprised how many people I've talked to over the years that have said, like, I know I was never racing on Sundays.
Well,
probably an equal amount that say, that was my dream when I was
Possibly.
younger. But it's not
I know
everybody.
when we started, me and Sean racing enduros.
Yeah.
Man, when we start getting into minis and street stocks, we're like,
Just a matter of time.
Right.
that's it. Right? So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's why I say a lot of times I feel bad because it sounds like I talk bad about Ryan. I like Ryan personally, and I'm a monster fan of his.
Absolutely.
So I just, man, when he wins, there is going to be a party.
Right.
Yeah.
Like just in Connecticut in general. I mean, your Facebook feeds, it's going to take a top 5 in your Facebook feeds are
Right.
going to be going nuts.
Right.
No, I mean when he won that race at Iowa in what was it, like 2017?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, that's a big deal.
I was so happy, and I didn't really care about NASCAR that much yet. Like really, I was going
can't
crazy
wait
with
to
that.
bet him on
Opportunities are
DraftKings.
so far and few and far
Right.
in between for drivers from our neck of
Right.
the woods, right?
Right.
I mean, just think of how pumped we were for Justin,
Right.
right? And he ended up
Yeah.
getting spun out.
Right.
Right.
because he was turning heads for a majority of that race. It
That's
was
what I'm
awesome.
saying.
Yeah.
When you've got some local boys, whether it's Justin, Ryan, Brody, it's hard not to stand behind these kids or these guys.
Well, even like Ryan, because he was here. He was at the tracks with us, right? We don't have that connection with Logano.
yeah, right.
Unless you're from Seekonk.
That's what I'm saying.
Unless you're from Seekonk for a couple of years, you don't really have that connection with Gio Ruggiero.
Right.
But Ryan was here.
Yeah.
Running the local tracks, won
Yep.
the SK title at Stafford, won
Yep.
race on the tour for a
Right.
decade.
Yeah.
Like, we know him, we've talked to him, we've
Yeah.
seen him, and so there's an even bigger connection with a lot of
Right.
us
No
to
doubt.
him than these others.
Right. Even that year when he wasn't running Cup full time, I think it was like 2022. He like just appeared at the Speedbowl or something. I was like, oh look, like there's Ryan Preece. My friends that had only watched Cup, I think, in the Speedbowl for the first time. I was like, look, there he is.
Yeah.
It was just so shocking. I was like, wait, he's still one of the guys.
Right. All right, Rems, continue on.
Monadnock Speedway announced track owners Norm and Shirley Wren will resume track operations in 2025 with Michelle Clowder returning as general manager.
Yeah, so kind of returned back to what it was, apparently,
right,
Before
right.
Josh. So, yeah, it's too bad. Didn't really work out with Josh, but they were struggling with car counts. Hopefully they can get that turned around.
I think Josh is back doing the JDV
Yeah,
experience.
oh, that's right. He's going to be doing those events for there, right? The tour events still
I
going to
think
be there?
so, yeah. So he's still tied in. He's doing that's his deal, the JDV. And,
I'm thinking that's more his wheelhouse than
Yeah.
than the weekly events at that track, right? So it's probably a better fit. Yeah, so hopefully they get.
Listen, to get the car counts, man, it's so hard. Like the Speedbowl started building up their counts over the year. Over the year, I thought the car count was getting better as the year progressed. But the days of, I just said the other day, I watched the short you put out, and I had 19 wins, right? And,
Yeah.
And Emma put the little, because I was busting on her a little bit,
Yeah.
but I didn't mean to do that in any negative way towards Emma. But, I said to the guys in the shop, I say, Emma, when I ran street stocks, there was 2 consies. I remember I started 12th. They were taking 2. I was second in points. And I had 10 laps to get from 12th to 2nd.
Right.
You didn't make any friends. Right?
Right.
That's the kind of racing we did. And even back then in our G late model days with Glenn Riley, Corey Hutchins, Alan Coates, there was 26 cars. I wish.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. They call it qualifying, but everyone's pre-qualified when you go in the pits.
Right.
You're really just racing for your starting position.
Right.
Yeah.
That wasn't like
There's
that
no
back.
jeopardy of you going home.
Not when I was racing.
And now we're at a time with a sport where you don't really want to send people home. It's rare, right?
Right.
I think it's one of the
Right.
reasons why Stafford. I mean, they got a track that's big enough.
Yeah.
But that's why they don't send anybody home in the SK lights because it's probably better for business to start
You
everybody.
know what they should do?
All the effort it goes to get
Right.
there.
They should do that. They should just start running like the 21 versus 21 again. 20 means 21.
Yeah. What was that? Like a B main?
It was like a B main and the top 2 qualified.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what they
That's
should
B-main.
do?
Yeah.
They should take those and just run them on the quarter mile.
With SK lights.
Dude, no.
That race would take an hour and a half.
I was gonna say we're already pushing it by floating the idea that legends should run there. You put SK lights out there, dude, you're never gonna finish the race. You're never gonna finish it.
Continue on, Rem.
Okay. Trevor Catalino was named NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour Rookie of the Year.
All right then.
Since our last show, the Monaco Modifieds, American Canadian Tour, Pass North, New England Super Modifieds, NEMA Midgets, Modified Racing Series, Smart Modified Tour, Granite State Pro Stock Series, Seekonk Speedway, and Thompson Speedway have all released their 2025 seasons.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah, what are we getting at here?
So let's take a look at a couple of these, huh? Right, we got the Monaco mods. So they are they're going to Thompson, Seekonk, and Stafford all twice.
10 race schedule.
And then White
I'm a fan.
Mountain, Star, Speedbowl, and Thunder Road each once.
Is there a place they're not going that they went to last year?
No, they are going to Thompson twice and Stafford twice, and everything else is the same. Last year they went to those tracks once.
Yeah.
Thompson that was rained out in the icebreaker, so it seems like
right.
it was twice, but it was really only one race. So
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's a banging schedule. Really,
yeah,
just if it works, do it more.
yep, I agree. So let's throw out the get the Actor on. That's Tapley's wheelhouse
How
right
many
there.
races do they have on tap?
Yeah, let's see what they got there. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15.
It's a good race schedule.
Yeah. And then at Seekonk again at the Haunted 100.
You know what's nice about that schedule? If you look at it, there's a lot of time off. There's a couple back-to-back weeks, but there's nothing like, that Saturday, Wednesday race is a little tight. That's a 4-day turnaround.
Yep.
Right.
I'm sure those guys are bitching about that a little bit, but it's hard not to put them in. That last show with the tri-track,
Yeah.
that was an awesome event for the Act Series.
Yep.
Agreed.
I thought the race was spectacular.
Yep.
And they're no idiots by putting them back on with them again. It's a great.
No.
I got sick. Listen. I know you guys like the Nemas, and I don't want to. I'm not doing anything on the Nemas, but I like the lights. I don't
Yeah.
mind watching the lights. I've always thought open wheel Wednesdays needed a better support division. I don't know if that's just me, but when I went. When the Nemas came out, the Boston Louis, I know I'm going to sound like a jerk, but I went up and got a beer. I got a Dell's. I went to the bathroom. I would have much rather watched a street stock race, a late model race,
Yeah.
or even an SK race to go with the tri-track race.
Yeah.
So I'm excited that the Act is running because you really get a bang for your buck with this event.
Right.
I mean, that's a true banger. That's like when the Speedbowl had it at the end of the. Not only that, they have it twice, I think, at Seekonk.
Right.
That way, don't they? That's a great event.
All right, let me show you a little bit of. We throw up Thompson's schedule. So theirs is a. Get the Icebreakers 3-day event. So they've actually pared this down. I know that they're counting them, the separate days.
Yeah, right.
With the Icebreaker and the World Series, but there's actually only 5 events in between those. So they do have the Monaco race. Second race is on a Wednesday, which is cool because that gives an anchor to that May 14th.
Definitely.
So that gives it an anchor event for one of those midweek shows. So that's pretty cool. And then you have 2 in between there. So they got the Pro Trucks and the NEMA Lights. I don't know if they're going to bring in crowds like that. Obviously, they're not.
How about the trucks have 3 events there?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they run good there.
Yep, and then the tour back for that August race, and then the World Series is the banger there. And I think Remy, you have this on here, right? Though with the Race of Champions is going to be part of the World Series.
Yeah,
so.
that's a little crazy to me.
So I agree with you, and we've talked about it here. I've done a nostalgia nugget on it. That was for a long time.
Flemington.
We're going for like 40 years.
Yeah.
That was the biggest modified race in the country.
Yeah.
And it started at Langhorne, then it went to Pocono. Then it went to Trenton, then it went to Pocono, then it went to Flemington.
Yeah.
And then it went to Oswego for a long time, and then it's kind of bounced around. And then I
wonder what made
they
them
basically
change it.
created a tour in Western New York and built it around the Race of Champions event as their marquee event, and they call it the Race of Champions Tour. And that's really like that event's out there, and like
that's what I'm saying.
Hirschman will run it, but like Doug Colby and Bonsignor and Silk and all those guys, they don't go over there and run that event.
Yeah, do they think everybody from Pennsylvania they'll come and run? They may because they want to run Thompson.
They may, but I think a lot of the guys here will run it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's ever going to capture the glory of what it was at one point. And I think a lot of people, especially like these guys' age, are going to say, "What the hell's the Race of Champions?" But for me, somebody as a historian, it's pretty cool that it's coming back to New England.
I didn't notice. Are they still running the open mods at Thompson?
Throw that back up there, Rems. I'd have to look here. So I think they are. Yeah, a couple of those Wednesday shows where there's not the tri-track.
Is that OOM?
Yeah, that's the open mods.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And it's like outlaw, right?
open mods.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, they got 4 events.
Yep.
I see.
I mean, that series did create like the most memorable moment from Thompson this season.
What's that?
Wasn't that the Rocco and the
That
Rocco
was
finish?
604.
That was the
Oh,
604.
okay. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't even see them on there. Did they like fold that into that?
No, that's the mods.
Yeah, that's the Sunoco. What do they?
Yeah.
What do they have them listed on there? TSM Thompson Sunoco.
Oh, okay.
mods.
All right.
So, all right. Yeah, there's other ones there. We'll talk about more. Go ahead, Rem. What else you got?
Okay. And now my last news.
Mm-hmm.
The 75th annual Race of Champions modified race will be held in Connecticut for the first time as part of the 2025 World Series at Thompson. The event started in 1951 on a dirt surface at Langhorne Raceway as the National Open and had most recently been held at Lake Erie Speedway over the last 8 seasons.
Look at Rem dropping the old nostalgia,
Yeah.
huh? Well done, Remy.
Thank you.
Way to drop the history. So, yeah, I hope they have a good event. I mean, that's Joe Scott Nicky. He runs that Race of Champions series now. Got to meet him during this year. Actually did an interview with him for the Stefanik doc. And so I wish him success. I hope they have a good event.
It's hard
there.
to believe they won't. There's a heck of a lot of
I mean,
modifieds there.
and they're going on the World Series. I mean,
Yeah.
that's going to be a big event.
Yeah.
They're going to have the open mods there. What is it? The Race of Champions is Friday? Is that what it is? Put that up one more time, Rem. Sorry. The Race of Champions is... No, so the open mods are Friday. The Race of Champions is Saturday. And then the tour is on Sunday.
Yep.
So,
So no tri-track in the finale.
No, the Tri-Track's the icebreaker, and then that Wednesday...
Follow. Yep.
Yep. So... All right, Rem, listen, you haven't missed a beat. Well done. However, if we're really going to see if you're on your toes,
Ooh.
then we need to get right into this week's Nostalgia Nugget. I totally screwed that.
That was a mix.
That's a remix, Sid.
Oh, man. All right, listen. Our man Waddell, we didn't mention him as well. Great supporter of the podcast. He is bringing us this week's Nostalgia Nugget. So, I got a pretty interesting one. It requires some visuals. So, Raminator, let me get these set up here. So, we're talking about New England racetracks. Okay? Let me see if this is the right one. Hold on. I was doing this with the when I was creating the Near website last summer, and I just started keeping track of all the tracks in New England, right? And obviously, I knew a lot of them, but Rems, put this one up here. So here's a map with the tracks, okay? And as you can see, I put a couple, if you start up top, I put those Autodrome tracks in Canada because they still run the ACT Tour. I put a couple in Western New York that are still relevant, Lebanon Valley, Albany, Saratoga. Okay, there's 3 in Vermont, only 1 Asphalt, 1 Thunder Road. There's actually, I think, a total of 9 tracks, 8 tracks in New Hampshire. Maine has 5. There's none left in Rhode Island, only Seekonk in Mass, and there's only 3 in Connecticut left. Of course, Riverhead's the only one on Long Island. I threw Wall down in there only because it fit in the map. But the interesting thing to look at, especially for you younger type, is just take a look at this. If I put in all the tracks that were in New England. Now, that is all tracks that have since closed. It does not include tracks that were that closed before 1950. There was actually even more tracks that were around for a little while. Pre-World War II is pre-stock cars, so there was a lot more like midget tracks.
You're such a geek.
Real tiny tracks. But as I was building that site,
That's insane.
and I would read about these guys, and it would say he was a 3-time champion at West Peabody, and I'd be like, "What the hell is West?"
that?
Yeah, and so I'd do some research, and I'd find out what town it was in, and so all those red dots are tracks that have closed.
Dude, there are some big losses in there. Specifically, I'll say Riverside Park is the one
Riverside
that I hear
Park,
the
of
most
course.
about. Everyone mourns the
Take
loss
them
of
back
Riverside.
off again, Sid. Let me see them with them off.
I mean, that is just not
Man.
fun to look at.
Wow.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Even if you just look at Connecticut alone.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Cherry Park was a midget track, Plainville, Danbury, West Haven, Bridgeport. There's the Islip. That was I was talking about before. Islip in Freeport and Long Island, Flemington and Old Bridge over there in New Jersey. But Riverside Park, there's Lonsdale and Tiverton. There's actually, I believe there was 8 tracks in the early days in Rhode Island. But I mean, just look at all those ones around the Boston area, and even in southern New Hampshire.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, in that era, it's like the gold rush almost. Like many enter, few will win.
Yeah.
Ah,
That's the best way I could put it.
So yeah, and a lot of them, like Beach Ridge just closed, a few years ago. Whip City closed in 2010. Canaan Fair, I believe it hasn't been too long since those closed there in the middle of New Hampshire. So rich racing history here in New England, and just fascinated by that. So I still got to fine tune that and kind of I'll pick at that a little bit more as we go on. But I thought that was an interesting one to share for this week's
Especially
Nostalgia
when you look at it that way.
Yeah, and you compare it, right?
Yeah, you're like,
And you say,
damn.
damn. As I was adding them up, and then I thought, oh man, let me take all these out again. It's like, holy crap. Yeah. So it's just an amazing amount of history that's in our New England area. All right, let's go down to my man Fro, and that thing is that's been, I've seen Rob several times here in the month of December.
Yep.
And the Fro, it's at an all-time high right now. I mean, every time I see him, that thing is just bouncing with, exuberance. Yeah, it's unbelievable. All right, so listen, the Stat Check, back to an original with our friends over at Hoosier Tire East. Going to sponsor this week. Let's go down to the bullpen.
Yeah, wow, it really is popping. Jerry Curl era kind of on hold. It's not long enough where I got to really condition it like that. So we are just getting the.
He's great though. He's like, it's really popping.
It is. I mean, listen, I cannot tell a lie about that thing.
I love it.
All right,
Hit it.
We're gonna have a little bit of a nice quick stat chat here because we got some other stuff to get into.
Giddy up.
Now, Remy gave us a long list of schedules that have been released, but you may notice our near and dear home track is not on that list.
Yeah.
So I'd like to ask you guys, what is the latest acceptable time in the year that a schedule should be released?
Definitely before Christmas.
Right?
Right? I mean, because people and families, they want to race and they want to make plans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
The only thing I'll say to that is, and I do agree with you, but for a long time when Terry ran the bowl, he released the schedule at the banquet, which was in January.
Right.
So I feel like, to me, that's like the very latest. But he also had rules meetings and stuff like in November.
Yeah.
Right.
So if stuff was changing in terms of building your car,
Yeah.
it wasn't a matter of like if they were changing the rules of the street stock division, you knew that before the schedule was released,
I think listen, the later
It sticks out now. Like
it does.
The
It's just
Speedbowl and the trucks right now, that Evolved Truck Series, I believe, are the only two tracks or series in southern New England. I can't speak for all the ones up north that don't have their schedule out.
Well, I'm assuming, I'm just going to speak on that for the truck series. I'm sure they have feelers out there because they don't run a lot of shows and are probably waiting on tracks to give them an answer. So it's hard to jump the gun and say, okay, we're going to run the Speedbowl in the opener like we did last year. But I'm assuming the Speedbowl probably said, well, I'm not sure we're going to do that this year.
Yeah.
So it's hard for them to put out their schedule, right? But the Speedbowl, to me, I mean, I just feel like they just need to step it up a notch as best they can. If there's things they can do, I know everybody's busy, so I get it.
No, right.
I know it's the off season. I know there's Christmas time. There's end of the year stuff. Tax season's coming. There's a lot happening, but it's still a racetrack, and there's a lot of people that love to go. So,
I mean, if anything, what you just said is like, that would be my cue to like, we got to go on the attack. Like, this is the time when all the planning happens. A lot of people's schedules at this point are still like kind of up in the air. Like, what division are we doing? Where are we going to run it? Like, to me, you got to get it out. If all these other tracks are out and you're waiting weeks and weeks past that to release it, like, you're going to start to sort of, in that thought process, get left in the dust a little bit, I would have to think.
Do you think it's a black eye that they haven't put it out yet?
I don't know about black eye. I just think that, especially when like one of the main concerns is car count, I just think they should be a little more, forward thinking with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it sticks out.
Right.
I mean, I was just looking. So, NEMA released their schedule, and the Speedbowl is on there. MRS released their schedule. The Speedbowl's on there. The Monaco Modifieds released their schedule. The Speedbowl's on there.
Right.
So, it's not a matter of putting the touring division stuff together.
Right.
Right.
So, I mean, it kind of sticks out. To me, I just feel like, and I don't know what the reason is, but this has been the case now for a while, right? The Speedbowl schedule comes out in like March, doesn't it?
I don't know if it comes out that late. I'm not sure.
pretty
I
late.
haven't. Listen. The fact of the matter is that for the most part,
I mean, I remember last year I was inquiring because I had to, like, if we're gonna shoot there, I got to know when
Right,
we're
yeah,
shooting,
right.
when I'm getting a crew. Like, it's late.
well, you know what the thing is. I think Speedbowl competitors never stray away from the Speedbowl. There's a few of them like Chris Meyer and these guys that had gone because they just got tired of it. And
More than a few, dude.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about like true and trues like myself, Sean.
Still disagree with you, but
we're gonna go to the Speedbowl whether their schedule is out in March or whether it's out now. I think
that's not a way to. That's not a reason to not put the schedule out.
no,
there.
I agree,
what I mean?
1,000%.
Yeah.
But it's
Matter of fact, just back to your point, we went over the Speedbowl schedule and they released it last year, and we started the podcast in late February, so it was in March when they brought it up.
wow.
Yeah, because we talked about it on the show.
Oh yeah.
We were like, oh yeah, cool, we'll have content that Speedbowl dropped the schedule, right?
Right.
So, I mean, I hope it's not that late again. To me, it's something that it shouldn't take that long. I mean, what are they figuring out? The touring things are already done.
Yeah.
So why? It's something that should not take a lot of effort to put out, and it would go a long way to show the competitors that you care about all the effort they put in to race at your track.
That's how I feel too. That's what I was
Right.
getting at, right? Like,
Yeah.
So it's more about we're behind you. Let's go.
That's the reason
Yeah.
ultimately why you should be having it out
Yeah.
already. Who knows? Maybe it'll be out before we do our next podcast. We'll see.
Yeah, it's possible.
All
All
right,
right.
Chief.
So for the mod tour next year at Thompson, they're adding a $25,000 bonus to the purse of those races. Do you think they're going to bring the change that they're looking to see, which I assume is higher car counts because those races have been dwindling a little bit?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I'd love to be proved wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, because we always have the discussion about like, can you really curate more cars like just by upping the purse, or does there have to be some more action taken?
I
mean, I haven't looked at the schedules. I don't think it's as saturated as it was last year, but wasn't that part of the reason was, like, even if they up the purse, but if they're running at another event that's precedent, you know what I mean? Like, I haven't looked at all those logistics.
I think it's the same thing. The tour guys are going to be the tour guys. I don't know if you get any new guys. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. It seems like you have to jump through hoops to run a tour race, especially for a team that runs like the tri-track.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? It's way too much for them to go try to run that tour
Right.
race.
Yeah.
Between the pit guys, licensing, and
Yeah, we've
these
heard
guys
people tell
have-
us that. Yep.
they have
Right.
to get physicals weeks and weeks and weeks prior. It makes it difficult for teams it makes it easy for teams just not to go.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Right? That's way too much stuff we got to do. I'm working full time. When do I have time to do that? We're just going to go do this, or we're not going to run that event. I don't know.
Right. And especially when, like you said, like there's a lot of hoops to jump through. I mean, tri-track is right there.
Yeah.
And they are putting on a banging product.
Yeah, they put out a great product.
Yes.
It's easy to say, hey, we're going to go run the tri-track.
Right.
Because you get great competition there, too. Maybe you don't get the Bonsignor. You may get the Silk, and you're going to get the Hirschman. But
Yeah, when it comes to the tour, I just don't. I was trying to think, like, what teams are out there that don't already go to the tour? They're going to say, "Oh, it's that much money now. Oh, I'm going to go and I could get that. I could race
Right.
against Justin and those guys and probably win that money and go." Like,
Right.
is that a team that even exists?
Yeah,
I
it
don't
seems
think
like
so.
it seems like that would be
Yeah,
a really
right.
small
That's what I'm
window.
saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that's.
Yep.
I don't know if it's going to draw them there.
I don't know. I think all the extra things that have to be done keep the smaller teams out
Yeah.
for sure. And that's the one thing they're lacking. They have a lot of big names and a lot of big money. They're missing the Wade Coles.
Yeah.
And not that I'm saying, but, the guys that are smaller that can run, they just don't run there.
Yeah.
Right? And now you have 19 cars.
Yep.
And you wonder why. The cost of living today is so much. So I understand, but you what is it? 25,000 through the purse? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, I mean, they don't really go into too much specifics. I assume that's to be decided, or maybe it's been internally decided. But it's not like it's like going to the winner. I assume it's
It
sort
would
of
suck
distributed
if
like
if they loaded it heavy on the front,
right?
right? So
Because that wouldn't change much at all.
it wouldn't change anything.
No,
if
you would have to load
loaded
it
it heavy
evenly.
on the front,
Yep.
why would I show up with my tour car?
Yeah.
Am I going to beat Rhinestone and Justin Bonsignor to take home the 20 grand?
No, probably not.
Right.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I would take my shot at some other open race and say, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you could potentially actually win.
Right.
All right. Well, I got one more for you guys, and this is a very pressing question with relation to racing. It's been, I've wanted to ask this for a long time, so I finally have to get it off my chest.
Oh,
Is
God.
Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes.
So, by the way, if that, unless you're somebody like Remy and you didn't understand the Surf Pro chalkboard chatter, Rems, throw that up there. That's the reference is
Yep.
to Die Hard.
Of course.
So-
Very on theme.
My personal take is that I do not think it is a Christmas movie. However, I do watch it every December.
Right.
Right.
How is it not a Christmas movie?
Well, I mean, it's not about Christmas. Me and Rob debated this before you guys came
Right.
over there. It just takes place during Christmas.
Right.
Right.
It's not about Christmas.
I know that.
And when it was originally released, it was released in like January. In like July. So it was like a summer blockbuster.
Yeah, I guess so.
It gives like the Christmas vibe though, but like, is
No.
that enough to push it into like Christmas movie territory?
I think, it reminds me of, it's an action-packed Christmas movie.
I mean, it does have Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC. in it. That's a classic. Yeah.
Right.
So
It's a Christmas movie.
that's that's one of those great unanswerable questions.
I know.
think.
I don't think
Yeah.
we're ever going to reach a consensus on
Yeah,
that.
you
boys.
asked me, do you know what the chalkboard is? And I'm like, I know I didn't know who Sasquatch was from Rudolph, but I do know that.
More disturbing is that Remy has never seen Die Hard.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
Remy, you never cease to amaze us. You know that?
I know.
All right.
Are you excited? Do you want to watch it?
What is it about?
Okay.
Well, you see, Remy, that's actually a hotly contested point.
Oh, Remy.
Very hotly contested.
We're just gonna leave that one alone.
It's about drones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One could even say it's about Christmas.
All right. Would you know for the Christmas special we have
The Christmas special.
a new sponsor,
Yay!
EB Exterminating,
Oh.
joining us for the Did You Know? Trying to wrap up the sponsorship late in the year. He's like, "What do you need to fill it out?" I said, "You know what? We could use a little Did You Know." So big thanks over to Eric and Evan, all those guys. Let's get after it here for this week's Trivia Nugget. Did you know? Okay. Did you know, Diego Monahan, you've mentioned several times already today that you are a true Speedbowl guy.
Oh, boy.
Did you know that the Speedbowl has held events in December? Back in the days of the Quarterwags, 1990, 91, 92, in the days of the Sunday Stalker series, which is somewhat of the equivalent of the Wild and Wacky Wednesday,
Yes.
they had enduro events. In 1990, they had one on December 2nd. Dave Etheridge won the 8-cylinder enduro.
Wow.
Is it Chuck Panaccio?
I don't know.
No, you don't remember that name? He was the 4-cylinder winner. 91, they raced on December 8th. Mark LaJoy won the 8-cylinder enduro. Mark Wakelin, I believe is how you say his name, did the old 4-cylinder one. And then in 92, they went December again. December 6th. Mark Lewis, who was nasty.
Nasty.
Back then, by this time, they're calling them pure stocks.
Yep.
And Rick Hartenstein won the mini stock feature. I believe they had some Women on Wheels events. I tried to find some footage. I thought I had one in the archives. They had Santa Claus like walking around on the
That'd be fun.
But
It'd be chilly.
Dude, I mean, I'm surprised you could even schedule an event for December back then. There was like a 20% chance you just wake up to 4 feet of snow.
True. But I remember the Quarterwags when I interviewed them for the Speedbowl doc, and this goes true to any track. He was like, there's 365 days in a year, and we can only operate whatever the number was,
right.
25, whatever. And so they created that Sunday soccer series, and they ran it. They started those in like early March, and they ran them as many times as they could all the way into December. Yeah.
Right.
So crazy, huh? I couldn't imagine going there. Do you know that this weekend it's supposed to be 22 degrees on Sunday?
Damn.
That's the high.
You think if there was a race to be raced at the Speedbowl, you think guys would run?
On Sunday at 22 degrees?
Well, they'd be making good
If it was
power.
See what they did at Claremont?
If it was an enduro type event, yeah. Because those dudes, man, those enduro peeps, Glenn Marion, he'd be out there. Right?
yeah.
Sam Misick would be out there in some sort of four-cylinder or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they'd still be out there.
No, it's not the people that would be choosing
Yeah.
to not hold the race.
But you see, they ran that race the day after Thanksgiving or something up at Claremont. They were plowing the snow the night before, clearing the
Wow.
track off.
Wow, really?
Yes.
That's a nice aesthetic, probably.
Right?
That was a picturesque race.
Yeah, so they got the live video going. It's like we're getting the track ready for tomorrow's practice or something. I'm like, wow. And I'm going to drive 3 hours to go sit in that. I don't think so.
All right, let's continue on here. We got a doozy for you. We are thrilled to have Riley Generators. They stayed with us for the rest of the year. Absolutely love themselves some pop culture nuggets. Let's get after it. Here we go. All right, so this one is it's like a pop culture minute with a little nostalgia nugget backer. Okay, so I got to set this one up for you, but this is very intriguing. And again, I found this out doing the Near Hall of Fame website. So there's an identical twin brothers. They were called Francis and Freeland Stanley. They were from Kingfield, Maine. They're in the Near Hall of Fame. They became multimillionaires in the late 1890s for simplifying the technology and the development process for printing pictures. With their newfound fortunes, they took an interest in the burgeoning automobile industry and built steam-powered cars that became known as Stanley Steamers, not to be confused with the carpet cleaning company that was created sometime later. Their crowning glory was a car called the Stanley Rocket. It set a record for a speed of 127.77 miles an hour, driven by Fred Marriott in 1906.
Wow, that thing was going for back then.
It was the first car to drive 2 miles in under 60 seconds. And I believe, if I can hit the right buttons here, Rams, throw that up. That is... That's one of the Stanley brothers with Fred Marriott, and that's the car that pulled that off.
That is beautiful.
So,
Looks potentially catastrophic, but, you know.
so you say, Sid, this is Pop Culture Minute. Where are we going with this? Well, Freeland Stanley went on to build the Stanley Hotel in Colorado as a resort for the upper class, and later tuberculosis patients. Wow, I reminisced that one, huh? It opened in 1909. Today, it is widely considered one of the most haunted hotels in the United States.
No
Yeah,
way.
it is.
It was profiled on the show of Ghost Hunters. It was the inspiration for the classic Stephen King book, The Shining, and was also the filming location of the Danbury Hotel in the 1994 comedy classic Dumb and Dumber. And I have the old picture. And look, I'm proud of Remy. She seems to know what I'm talking about
Yeah,
here.
I do.
But this is the hotel. It looks pretty badass, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I love that show with ghost hunters.
Okay. And so The Shining was a Stanley Kubrick movie, classic with
Very classic.
Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall. And Stephen King apparently hated that interpretation and was more hands-on in a late 90s miniseries that recreated The
Really?
Shining, and that was filmed at this hotel.
I heard Shelley Duvall got pretty messed up filming that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess she was actually crying in one of those scenes by the end.
Recently passed away,
Yep.
actually. Yeah. Yeah, I know her from 2 movies, both 1980s. She played Olive Oyl in the Popeye movie, and she played Jack Torrance's wife in The Shining. Yeah, interesting, huh? So that's your pop culture minute there. And we will get back after it with some more nuggets for you in 2025. Let's get over. We're going to finish up the show here with some superlatives, some more awards for the year. And we're going to thank our friends over at Busy Bee Learning Center, Christina and the gang. They're a big sponsor. We don't have any. We don't have any Who Won the Week. We did Who Won the Year with our last show, so they're going to help us do a little superlatives. So Rob's going to read off the categories for us here. And live chat, feel free to join in and give us your thoughts.
Yes.
As we got about, I don't know, 10 or 12 here. So go ahead, Rob. What do you got?
You want me to read them all off first?
Nah,
or
go
just
one
go
at a
one
time.
by
Yeah,
one
go
at a
one
time?
at a
All right. First one, we got a pretty broad one here, right? We got driver of the year. Now, this can mean a lot of things, obviously. Best performance, most influence in the racing world.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
Well, I'm going to, Tapley will correct me if I get this name wrong, but it was Brandon Gray. Was that the guy that was undefeated?
Yeah.
And won the track championship? That's tough to, he's a little out of our wheelhouse. That's tough to beat. But in Southern New England, my vote would have been for Tyler Chapman in the SK Lights.
Yep.
1,000% is who I picked.
Yeah.
That's not to take anything away from Moeller. I thought he had a great year. To win the SK championship is a big deal, but Tyler Chapman was just...
Yeah.
It almost looked like he was cheating every week. He was so damn fast.
Mm-hmm.
Rems, where you at?
I'm going with Moeller.
Moeller, huh?
I have Tyler Chapman / Mikey Jr.
Wait, you can't do that.
No, listen. I just wanted to put both so I could, make the case for both.
Yeah.
That's what I like
Go
to
ahead.
do, right?
We like to
Tyler
discuss.
Chapman, obviously, you guys have made the case for him. Mikey Jr., right? Obviously had a very strong run in the SKs, and he was popping off in those open mod events, too. I mean, I believe he won one of them.
He
I think
did.
it was Casella.
That night he won
Yes.
both
Yep.
races.
So, I don't know. To me, definitely seems like he's in the position to just go
This is
crazy
a
next
great
season.
category.
Right.
Because
It's so broad.
I wish there was somebody else that I don't even think they have to run great. And it's like, let's just hypothetically say, I ran all year, but I donated a lot of money to Teen Spirit and was involved in the community.
Yeah, I guess it's up for interpretation. I take driver of the year as the most accomplished of the year.
Yeah.
So that's why I went with Chapman. I mean, you can make a case for Hirschman. I know it kind of gets tired with Hirschman, but
Yeah.
Right.
he won a bunch of big events, and he was the Monaco champion again,
Yeah.
right? 9 out of 11 years. So,
Yeah, mine is, I'm still sticking with my original.
Yeah.
yeah, Chapman was pretty impressive.
He had a hell of a year.
Yep.
All right. Next category.
Go.
Surprise win of the year. Who were you the most shocked to see in victory lane?
Go.
I'll go Alex Fern because I felt like she was
Ooh.
like in some really bad accidents, got stuck in stuff that shouldn't have been, and she finally made it into victory lane.
That's pretty good.
It's a good win.
What do you got?
I picked Trevor Catalano.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is
Trevor
good. That
Catalano
is
winning
good.
a mod tour race before his brother.
Yeah,
It's like, damn.
that's a pretty good one.
Right? Shocking.
I went with I guess my answer is the Open Wheel Wednesday winner, which at first was Brian Roby, which was surprising.
Which is a shocker.
And then he got DQ'd, and Teddy Hodgson won it, and that was
Yes.
kind of surprising.
Yes.
So I'm just going to go Open Wheel Wednesday.
Yeah, the Open
Yep.
Wheel Wednesday, that was a big day.
That was a 20 grand purse, too, winner's purse.
big win for Hodgson.
Yeah, for sure.
Really was.
I got Connor Jensick. I mean, his brother was tallying up the top fives. He was running good all
Yeah.
year. Connor, I feel like
Connor's
he managed
the
to snipe
nine.
a win. Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
He's got 2 top fives, and one of them's a win. So
Yeah,
to me,
that's
that was
great.
kind of out of the blue. I thought that
Yep.
was a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all ready for the next one?
I'm just looking into the chat. We got Luke Baldwin, Brad Strickland.
Yep. Fern.
Yep. For another one for Fern.
Kyle Terrio in the 24. I
Yep.
believe that's a good mention.
Yeah.
Rookie too. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, Bonds is popping off.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Bonds is hot and
Yeah,
heavy.
Bonson
in
was here with us last time when we did
Yep.
the first
Yep.
half of these.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
All right. What else you got?
Meltdown of the year is next.
Oh.
Now, do I really need to explain what this means?
No. We are
I think we're-
meltdown.
Yes, very meltdown
aficionados
savvy
here.
here. Yep.
Well, I went over there at Seekonk, and I went with Corey Fanning.
Oh,
Taking out, I believe, it was Scott
Yeah,
Saranditsky,
that's a good
who,
one.
who was
That-
in the title hunt,
That is a good one.
and just hooked him into the front stretch wall.
Yeah, I was there that night.
Yeah, definitely pulled the pin.
Yeah, what the hell? Man.
That was a grade A meltdown.
Yeah,
That's my pick.
I thought so too.
What do you got?
I got one. I don't know if any of you guys seen this, but it was at a heat race, and Justin Gaydosh.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
I
my
forgot
God.
about that.
Yeah.
Dude,
that
That's
one
a
kinda-
good pull right there.
that one
He
got
had just
memory hold.
pulled the
Yeah.
pin on Pulio,
That's a
Yep.
strong pull.
and then he blew the motor or something, putting it in reverse. I mean, he was out of
Yep.
control.
Yep.
Yeah.
He didn't even get a week off. That's my pick.
Okay, I'll go with Nick Hovey's mom and Zach's mom.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, they were going at it.
Wow, Christina made the meltdown.
Good
This
job.
is great.
You know what?
Yep.
Good for them.
No, this is great. The mothers made it. I didn't even think
No,
about
I
it.
mean, listen.
Wow.
Remy, I have the same pick as you. I mean,
No, you don't.
I wrote Hovey and Sangervano, but really I was talking about the Bobs. I mean, they stole the show in this case.
Yeah.
I have two more honorable mentions. I have Chris Jones running laps around
Oh,
Stafford
yeah. How did
before
we forget
pulling
about
off.
that?
Oh, yeah.
Seemingly that one went under the rug.
He's
Yeah.
like the godfather of
Right,
meltdowns.
right. And I also have the Beal Chapman meltdown, specifically the one where Beal, or I forget who it was doing it to who, but
Beal had the
someone
bigger
ripped the
meltdown.
tire out of, or the wheel out of someone's car, and then people were getting thrown against walls, and
Yeah.
that was a good one.
Well-
Infamously, one I missed the first 5 seconds of, but
Yeah, we got a lot of Ryan Newman versus Tommy Baldwin. Jr.
that was a good
That's a
one.
good one. Yep.
Couple Cassandra Coles in
Cassandra
there.
Coles. Yep. Alexandra Fern. She had some moments on the mic.
Yep.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, all good ones.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, Dave Darling had one. He had a
Mm-hmm.
little meltdown there at the Haunted 100. Yep.
Rightly deserved.
Yeah, he got hooked pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
that was pretty bad. All right, next one.
All right, we got rivalry of the year, relevant to the last one. Keep those in mind for sure. My pick's very obvious. I'll say it right now.
Yeah, I mean, I contemplated Silk and Bonsignor because that did turn up towards the end of the year,
Yep.
but it's tough to beat Charlie Beal and
Dude,
Tyler
how
Chapman.
can you
It
outshine
really
Beal and
is.
Chapman?
I mean, you had Hovey and Chapman, too.
Yeah.
They were back and forth at both
See, like
tracks.
Hovey, it's one of those things with Hovey where like he spread it out over 3 tracks.
Yeah.
So it like diluted it, one single one. It's almost like when you have 2 MVP candidates on the same team, they split the vote.
But
Yeah.
for me, with Beal and Chapman, I felt it got too excessive. I
You had enough.
Yeah.
was tired of
They
it.
got
I
too
was just
stupid
like,
for you.
Yeah.
Oh, don't forget
It was-
Pearl and Hovey. That's a good one from Fran there. Pearl and
Yeah.
Hovey.
Yeah.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is like Hovey had so many of them. It's like
Yeah, it was really just Hovey versus the field
right.
in a sense.
Jeez, you guys are really bad on Hovey.
Well, make
Are
the
we
case.
or is it him?
Make the
You
case.
guys,
Diego,
guys.
please make the case to us.
you guys are off. That kid is going to win a hell of a lot of races.
I agree
can
with
tell
you
that.
completely, Diego. I really do. I just feel like it's hard to give him a rivalry because I feel like every week it was like,
I mean, I don't think. I
new
think hands
phase.
down, it's Beal and Chapman.
yeah, easily.
What do you got, Rem?
Travis Hyder in the street stock division.
No, that's 100%
That's pretty
true.
good. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Travis
that's-
Hyder versus the fans.
Yeah, that's 100% true.
I mean, I guess
Yep.
we could do the Hovey argument with that, right? Hovey versus all the SK Light drivers in the entire
Right.
state.
Yeah.
Not even just in Stafford.
You know what's great? I talked to Hovey about it. He don't even care.
I know. That's
He don't care.
Yeah.
No, and I honestly like him more for that. I
Me
really
too.
do. I really do.
Every division needs one of him.
Next up, guy.
Worst wreck of the year / okay.
Oh, wait,
you want to
we
get
missed
creative
one.
with this?
Yeah, you missed
Oh,
one. bro.
event of the year. Sorry, they're both one line in here, so I skipped over that one. Event of the year. We'll do next.
This is just me as a favorite because I went to it.
Mm-hmm.
But Monaco at Thunder Road. I had a great time that day, and I loved it.
Yeah, I get the sense that a popular answer for this is going to be the one Stafford event this year that I did not go to.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm going to say that event myself. The Cletus event was awesome. I'm going to say this. I really enjoyed, even though I didn't go to it, the tri-track Seekonk last race was a damn good event.
Yep.
As a fan watching from home, I thought it was a really good event. I enjoyed every race,
Yeah.
even down to the streeters. They were all really good races, and it was fun to watch, be a fan. But Cletus, for me, takes the cake.
Yeah, I wasn't there, but it's hard to beat the vibes at that event. I mean, we were all talking about it for
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and then it's overwhelming in the chat too.
Yeah.
Cletus, I think, to me is a clear winner on that event.
Go ahead, Rob.
For me?
Yeah.
Now, listen. This is going to be a little controversial, okay? But I put down the fall final, right? Now, I know that race, okay, had a rocky start and finish. But in terms of the event, all right, that's probably the most lively, I guess, energy for an event that I attended this year.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, everybody's got their right to their own opinion.
All right, whatever.
Well, no, that's not even meant to be mean. I mean, if you're feeling the vibe of the track, I mean, that's how I felt when I watched the Seekonk last race.
Right.
I was feeling it. I said, that seems like a fun, and it felt even better with a blanket on me in my recliner. It was perfect.
I mean, to be fair, I was running all over the place because I was doing stuff for the production at Stafford, and then immediately I was running across the midway to go do Monaco interviews. But, like, I don't know. It was just the most fun I had at a race this year,
That's
probably,
awesome.
I had to say. Yep. Now for the one I prematurely jumped the gun on here, okay? We got worst wreck of the year. And I put / most egregious wreck of the year.
I had a hard time with this one.
Really?
The only one that I could think of was the Gambit Gorda wreck on the front stretch.
Yeah, with Bobby Sturck.
That's my pick.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my pick too.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're on the
I mean,
same
that
page.
was just ridiculous.
Yeah,
Right.
that was pretty bad.
And then what's his name came by like 3 days later.
Yeah.
like we don't have spotters.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
wow. What about you, Rems?
Damn, am I the only one that did something else?
All right, what did you
Well,
pick?
what did you pick?
Melania, the
Oh,
truck
that's a
wreck,
good
Oh,
one.
yeah.
we
Where
lost a
the
GoPro.
camera went
Oh,
to the
down
river.
the backstretch with
Yes.
Austin Long?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good wreck.
Yep.
Yeah, she hit hard.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that wreck with Sturck and Gambacorda, I'm always going to remember because my friends were actually attending that race that don't watch any short track racing, and they were going ballistic over it.
Yeah.
I also was infamously screaming in the trailer while that
Yeah.
happened. I
Yeah.
was a little too excited, I guess.
Hey,
Because
listen.
we had a crazy angle of it.
What
I was
about
like, oh,
Silk
man.
in the fall final? Does that get any?
I thought that wasn't that bad, was it?
Okay. I don't know. Call him up, ask him.
Well, you know, Sean
Damn.
Petlock just put it up. I mean, listen, Ashton Young, his wreck in the finale, I don't know if you guys have seen it. I felt completely awful for him.
Yeah.
Because that thing got smoked. And he's such a good kid, and he's done far more than I ever thought he was going to do in a
Yeah.
car. To end the year like that is just, gut-wrenching for him. But
Yeah, the reason I wrote / most egregious was because I just kind of wanted an excuse to bring up the Carl Cavisto.
Oh, right.
Timmy
yeah,
Jordan
Timmy
and Bowler
Jordan.
wreck.
Yeah.
Because out of every wreck that happened this year, I'll probably say that was the
was the
most like
dumbest.
memorable, or like I guess the most where I was just like, what are we doing, man?
Yeah.
Like,
it almost happened
honestly.
again.
Yeah.
It really
It
did.
did.
like-
With
Yeah.
Adam Gaeta.
Right?
Yeah, it was
I'm like,
bad.
oh, my God, it's going to happen again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Terrible.
All right. Next up, I got a crazy take for you guys on this one. Worst luck of the year.
I put Haidar.
Same.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess it wasn't that crazy.
Everybody wrecked
Well,
him.
Rem's got something different.
Remy, what do you got?
Oh, hers isn't that bad.
I thought no.
Well, half of it's not bad.
Who?
Owen.
Todd Owen.
Well, from
Why, 'cause
like
he didn't
winning,
win the fourth
Wait,
championship
no.
in a row?
Right.
winning that much,
No,
and then all of
Corner.
a sudden, like,
Corner's a
But
good
I
pick,
feel
though.
like
Dude,
Corner was
Corner's a
the
good pick.
most.
He had a
Right.
fast car a lot of weeks,
Yeah.
and just the wrong place, the wrong time. That was painful.
Yeah, corner was bad.
Yeah.
I mean, Haidar, like, he's got 11 wins, and he's finished what? I know he missed, like, a race or two, but, you know, realistically, the only reason he wasn't in the running for the title was because he had so many
Well,
DNFs.
Listen, Petlock comes
Tyler
through again.
Trott.
Tyler
Yeah.
Trott at the end.
That's not the worst worst luck of the year, but it's
dude.
like
The worst singular bad
Right,
luck.
Yes,
Exactly.
that was
Sure.
gut-wrenching.
It
I'm
hit at
like,
the wrong time.
Yeah.
I'm actually was rooting for Trott.
worst timing.
Right. And I'm like counting cars like he's counting. I'm like saying to Aslan has to hold off to 42.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's go. You know what I mean?
Brody's a good one too. Didn't he have 3 races there where he led like all but 4 laps?
Yes.
and
And
didn't
some
win any
would
of
blow
them.
up.
Yes, like
Yeah.
just dominating races and hole in a radiator.
Yep.
Something comes through the grill. Like, come on, when does that happen?
All right, we got 5 more.
All right, let's go.
Worst officiating call of the year.
Oh, this ought to be freaking good.
Look, I'm just going to get it out of the way, all right? The Garside and Bevilacqua photo finish.
That was
I mean,
one of them.
The race monitor had its result, right? It had Bevilacqua winning, okay? And then because I guess somebody saw the finish differently, they had no footage of it, and they made the call based on what somebody saw. And it cost Bevilacqua the championship, ultimately.
Yeah.
For real.
So, I mean, it was already bad when it happened. I mean, when it happened, we were like, what the hell's going on? But now, knowing how the season played out, it's just so much worse.
Can we go back to the Carl Cavisto?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
No, I actually went with the Evolved trucks and the blast off when they
Same.
the domino thing when they
The top 5
sent like
went
the
to
half the
back?
field to the back. Yeah,
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Yeah.
You know what my pick is?
go.
This may upset some people. Throwing RJ Marcotte out for the year.
Ooh.
That's a pretty good one.
They threw him out for the last 7 races.
Yeah,
I mean, that's steep.
that's actually a really good one.
Yeah, I didn't think
What
about
the
that.
hell?
Yeah,
Right?
I like the emphasis on that.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, come on.
Yeah, no, that's a good one.
Yep, I
Got
don't
me?
know.
You got one? Did you
I
get
I said the Evolved trucks.
Oh, okay.
I was between
Oh,
that
poor-
and Bevilacqua.
Poor
and
Marshall.
Garside.
Poor Marshall series got hammered tonight. He's the head official. All right.
Alrighty. Best appearing car.
Am I excluded from this? You know, I'm picking.
You're picking Emma's
Of
late
course.
model.
The one at
I
Waterford.
mean, mix it up a little
yeah,
bit.
very
will you?
I'm not.
surprising.
Why,
Be
why do I have to
objective.
mix it up?
Jeez,
I liked it.
such a homer.
I mean, even just shake it up for the variety at this point. I'm like, come on,
Right.
guy.
Well, I know there's only one other car I liked, and that was the car with the dice on it up at Seacon. I mean, up at Stafford.
Oh, that's a good pick.
What's his name? The streeter.
Isn't it Mingler?
Marvin Mickler.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Minkler.
Marvin Minkler.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I chose. I
was
always
trying to
talked
think.
about it,
Yeah.
and Marvin's my dude. I have to go with him.
Yeah, I like Minkler's car.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That's a good car.
I got Daryl Keene. 79. It's a very good looking car up close.
Yeah.
It's it's so pristine.
I went Jerry D. Gasperi at Seacon.
Yeah,
The Streeter.
yeah, that's an old school looking car.
Yeah,
I
liked it.
like that car too.
All right.
It
Best.
says Chalky Diego.
Dude, it's not even chalky. That needs its own descriptor at this point. Anyway, best track division.
How you not gonna go with Sportsman at Seacon? Like, how are you
Yeah,
not
I
gonna do
gotta
that?
go with you on that.
Yeah, same
Every
here.
week it would be 3 wide
It's hard.
craziness.
Yeah, it's hard not to pick that. I mean, listen, Stafford, every division's great. Waterford, the trucks are just awesome. I felt like I had to give some love to Seacon too.
Yeah.
They deserved it. Yep, they deserve some love. So I'm gonna go Seacon Sportsman 3-4.
Clean sweep.
Yep.
3-4 wide.
Is that the first one today?
Yeah.
That we've all had the same pick? All right, well, let that be a test.
All right, Seacon's on the map, baby.
All right, best regional series.
I went with the Actor.
Really?
That's what I was gonna do too.
Yeah, killer car
I
counts.
didn't go with them, but they definitely were.
Car counts are off the charts.
Off the
I didn't see all
charts.
the races, but every one I did had
Yeah.
great racing.
Yeah, I listen. I went Tri-Track because they're local to me, but the act, oh, they got their stuff together.
Yeah,
It's a fantastic series, fantastic competitive series.
I went track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
same.
it was honestly just a mindless decision.
1000%.
Really?
Yeah, I just was like, oh, best. I barely even read the full question before. I was like, it's track.
That's why when
That's
those
surprising.
two get together, I mean, in here amongst us, those were our two picks.
yeah,
The Tri-Track and the Act, and when they put them together at Seaconk, that's why the show's so good.
yeah.
Man,
And the final superlative of 2024, record breaker of the year.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Rams.
Let me just do it and get it over with. Matt Hirschman adding to his record.
are you kidding me?
What? Are you just mad that you can't add to your records?
Holy
Damn,
Christ!
Reb.
Wow.
Damn, Reb, you did that
Dude,
to me
that's
like
brutal.
that?
That's brutal. Wow.
I don't even have
Yeah.
any records.
That was out of pocket, Remy. What the hell?
Oh my goodness, Reb.
I love you.
Oh, that's terrible.
Well, I have a couple.
Damn.
I just changed mine. I'm going with Tyler Chapman and SK Lights. Our man Bonsa confirmed he tied the record for wins in the season.
Yep.
SK Lights.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wrote good old Travie.
Oh
Good old Travie.
my God. Are you kidding
Although
me?
someone contest, okay, that technically the record that he broke is not, like, the validity is questionable, I guess.
To me, it is.
I don't. I mean, Sid, if you want to explain that more.
I just don't understand how he can. What's the guy's name?
What was it, like Jimmy Ward?
Yeah, I don't know how he can beat Jimmy Ward's record in 1980 when the division Travis Hydar drives in right now did not exist in 1980.
Right.
So that doesn't really make any sense. But
I'm still going Travis.
I'm going.
no, say how you. Have
I'm
it.
still going good old Travis.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Yep. Yep.
What do you got, bro?
Well, you know what I'm doing, Sid. We've
Yeah,
discussed
hit
it
me.
earlier. I'm going my man Anthony Flannery. Do you want to know what record he has?
I would love you to tell me.
This is what we got, peoples. He joins two of the greats
Yes.
at the beloved Speedbowl.
Do tell.
Alan Coates. You guys know Alan Coates?
I do.
I
And
mean, I
my-
sort of know about him now.
And my man Keith Rocco.
Uh-huh.
What did they do, Sid?
Well, I believe that they have won championships at the Speedbowl in 3 different divisions.
Trace. 3 divisions. I told you before. I'll tell you again. Anthony Flannery is one of the most underrated drivers, I believe, racing today. 3 championships, 3 divisions. Not a lot of people thinking that they did that,
Yeah.
True.
right?
No, that's a good one. Yeah, Fran mentioned Bonsignor, so I did.
That was going to be one of mine. That
Yeah,
was
and
a
I
great.
did have him on there,
Me too.
but he's. I gave the tiebreaker to Tyler because Tyler tied the record. Justin's just moved in the second, so.
Yeah.
But Justin had a great year.
They
without a
all
doubt.
deserved it, though.
Yeah.
Chapman,
That's
awesome.
why we do these things. We like to name drop.
Yeah,
you know what I
man.
mean? That's how we roll. All right, let's take a quick look-see here before we start wrapping it up here with our friends over at Critical Signs. Going to help us figure out what's on tap here. So let's, there you go. Let's
I
pour
love
one
that
out.
sound.
It's banquet season, my friend, after the holidays. A lot of them have already had their banquets, but here's what I found I've got left. Speedbowl and Hudson on the 11th, Leah on the 17th, Seekonk and Monadnock on the 18th, Thompson on the 25th, Neiman Midgets on the February 1st. I think that's about it.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
mean, by then we're basically at Daytona, New Smyrna
That's
time.
it.
So,
Oh, it's coming
wow.
up,
That
people.
is
It's
coming
coming
up.
And
up.
believe me, it's sooner than anyone thinks. It really is.
So we're going to be back on January 7th. Are you going to be back?
January 7th.
Don't pull a Remy and miss the first.
Wait.
It's the Tuesday.
I'm not
Where are you going to be?
Disney.
You going for the week, huh?
I'm leaving Thursday,
Yep.
coming back the following Wednesday.
Tapley, he's dodging you, dude.
Yep.
It's all right. We'll get Fran in here or something.
Damn.
Yep.
I
All
wanted
right.
to interview Tapley.
No, he doesn't.
Well, you have to go to Disney, I guess.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, Disney is it's creating a lot of havoc for the podcast.
I know there's a lot of podcasts. Is like we're gonna have half the podcast
Nope.
there for
We
like
gotta-
all the
like,
winter.
Like
it
Fred
feels like.
says,
Yep, call
we
to
got
the
to
bullpen.
call to the bullpen.
Yep,
Oh
call the
my.
bullpen.
Freddie's going to make it out.
All right, Remy is gonna. What is Remy's putting in some holiday cheer here?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. She's gonna walk
Oh
around
yeah.
here.
Yep. I forgot this
Oh,
was
what the
happening.
hell is
kinda.
this?
Well,
What do we
Remy's
got
getting
going
up on the
here?
air. That's insane.
Wow.
I don't know if that's ever
Is
happened
this
before.
even drinkable?
Oh, this is going to be such a great Christmas, you
Yeah.
folks.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, Remy.
Pudding shots.
Oh, baby.
My girl Rems.
Oh, no, my wife's in trouble tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, everybody, listen. We hope you have a great holiday season and enjoy. Be with your loved ones. Enjoy the holidays. Have a happy New Year. We will be back Tuesday, January 7th. Our next live show. Our man Scott Tapley is coming down to join us. Let's all have a shot, huh?
Cheers,
To a
baby.
successful first season of the podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
And 2 months till the 500, baby.
Ooh, there's a lot of.
There's a lot of pudding, Remy. What the hell? Diego, do it. There you go.
All right, let's go, people! Thanks to Fowler's Auto Reclam for the weekly update. Of course, Waddell Communications, thanks so much for the Nostalgia Nugget. Who's your Tire East for the Popcorn Stat Chat? Welcome, EB Exterminating for Did You Know? Thanks to Riley Generators for the Pop Culture Minute. Of course, Critical Signs for What's on Tap. Christina, Busy Bees Learning Center, you've been awesome all year also. Thank you so much for doing the 2024 Superlatives. Of course, Serve Pro for the Chalkboard Chatter. And you guys, I want to wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas. Thanks to Vault Productions for this really kick-ass studio. We have a great time here all year. And thanks to all you podcast members for making the first year just awesome. So thank you so much.
All right, everybody, we'll see you in 2025 for our next live show. Hey, listen, maybe I won't lose a sponsor like I apparently did this week. We'll see you then.